Hello, welcome back. Today I'm at the Mount Olivet Cemetery in Wheat Ridge, Colorado. We're going to be visiting the grave of Kate Ferretti. She was a famous hat maker here in Denver that was nationally known, and the unsinkable Molly Brown from the Titanic actually loved and wore her hats. So I'm going to tell you about her story as we go look for her grave. Born as Henrietta Malnati on January 3rd, 1891 in Denver, Colorado. Her older brother Carl told her first grade teacher that her name was Kate and the nickname stuck. Kate's parents, Henry and Louisa, were immigrants from Italy. Her father came to the United States in 1886 to work in the Colorado State Capitol as a granite cutter, and later working on projects at the Denver Met and City Park in Denver. 4 years later, Kate's mother arrived in Denver. One of 8 children, Kate grew up in Denver as the only Italian family in the neighborhood. Her and her siblings were often teased a lot by the other neighborhood children. When she was 13, she went to work in the millinery department of the Golden Eagle Dry Goods Company, making $2 a week, running checks in the millinery and dress departments. A short time later, Kate took a position as a hat maker at the Denver Dry Goods Company. Eventually, she began making hats for the Via de Paris store on 16th Street in Denver. Via de Paris was a store that catered to Denver's high society. Here, Kate would make hats for many of Denver's influential women, including Molly Brown, Crawford Hill, and Genevieve Chandler Phipps. Kate saw an opportunity to become the preferred hat maker for Denver's wealthiest women. She established her own business working from her home. Eventually, she was able to open her own shop in her home. Her wealthy clients would send their chauffeured cars from the Capitol Hill area to North Denver to pick up their hats. She was once accused of bootlegging due to the large numbers of cars that stopped by her shop. When asked about the design of her hats, Kate recalled 2 she made for Molly Brown. One was a big, broad-brimmed sailor with a crown 5 inches high. It was covered in real leopard, and it had a black ostrich plume sticking up high on one side. Mrs. Brown loved that hat and even got a leopard skirt made to match it. The other hat was a large brown felt, and across the front, it had a big white bird with widespread wings. It was gorgeous. While working at Villa de Paris, Kate met Jacob Jack Ferretti, an Italian-American food broker, 16 years her senior. The couple married in 1917 and settled in North Denver, where Kate continued to make hats while raising 5 children. Anne Louise, Virginia, who died young, and she actually had Denver's first triplets, Joan, who sadly died at the age of 5, Joseph, and Jack Jr. In 1939, Kate opened the Kate Ferretti showroom and studio at her home on 4235 Tejon Street in Denver. At the height of her business, Kate employed her daughter Anne and 5 full-time assistants. She traveled to Paris twice a year for materials, and also traveled to customers in Utah, Texas, and New Mexico. After World War II, she expanded her business to include haute couture and began buying designer clothes on her trips to Europe with her sons Joseph and Jack Jr. Then she would bring the clothing back to Denver to sell. In 1958, her husband Jacob passed away, and Kate continued as a fashion business owner until her retirement in 1971, and her children took over the business. Kate died in Denver in 1987. All right, we're coming up to her grave here. Kate Ferretti, 1891 to 1987. She's right next to her husband here, Jacob or John Ferretti, 1875 to 1958. Jacob or Jack, excuse me. Here was one of the triplets, Joan Ferretti. She was the one that died young, 1926, 1932. So yeah, she was 5 or 6. And Virginia Ferretti, 1921 and 1925. This was another daughter that she had that died young. Oh, only 4. Then there's a Matteo Ferretti, 1869 to 1919. I'm not sure, this might be one of her husband's, Jacob or Jack's brother perhaps. And then there's also a John Ferretti, 1879 to 1911. So I'm guessing this might be another brother or relative of her husband, Jacob or Jack. So the whole Ferretti family is here. I'm not sure where the other siblings are from the triplets, where they're buried, if they're buried here or not. And then also her other daughter, Anne Louise. I'm not sure where she's buried either. Yeah, she made very beautiful hats that everyone loved. She was very well known nationally. I'm gonna leave her my new poker chips I had created. So I got the idea from Backroads, from his channel. If you don't watch his, definitely check it out and go subscribe. He had the idea of making his own coin to leave at graves, and so what I did was I made my own poker chip because I love to play poker. So I have this poker chip with the Colorado State symbol. It says RIP on the top for rest in peace, and then GT on the bottom for grave tales. So I'm going to leave that here for Kate. That way every grave I visit, I'm going to leave my own personal coin. So if you guys ever visit one day and see that, you'll know I was here. So, alright, rest in peace, Kate, and the entire Ferretti family. Hope you enjoyed that video and getting to see the grave of Kate Ferretti. Please like and subscribe for some more videos, and I'll see you at the next grave. Thanks for watching.